Morning, Tim.
Morning,
guys. I would have been sacked as well. I'll just get that out there.
What would you have said in this situation if you were Scott? Do you think you would have been as vocal?
Exactly the same. Unfortunately, I think you learn from it. I think Scott will learn. I'm sure he don't want it to be his last job. I think that sometimes your emotions take over. He obviously wears his heart on his sleeves, and especially on the back of a shock result like that. You know, I mean, no one expects him to go to Anfield and win, but when it's 9, it's difficult. You know, and then your camera's in your face straight after the game, and I've been there. You know, you say things what maybe you shouldn't. It's not results based. They know full well the hierarchy there, that they've had a very tough beginning to the season. But unfortunately, when you're a manager and you come out and you speak from the heart and you say things perhaps you shouldn't, I think you pay the price. You know, they're the guys with their hand on the trigger, and unfortunately they decided to pull it.
Tim, I've got to say to you, I've never had a problem with him, to be honest. But I wasn't totally shocked. Particularly, nothing surprises you in football, but at the same time, you could smell, you could just taste a little bit of, you know, disharmony, if you like, between Scotty Parker and the hierarchy at Bournemouth. There's no doubt about that. I honestly don't think for a minute it was the results that got him sacked, Tim. I don't. I think it's been his comments and his honesty. And looking at it, I said earlier, mate, if I'm Scotty Parker, all he's doing is giving an honest assessment, and he's protecting himself to a certain degree. Of course he is, but he's been totally honest in his opinions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's unfortunately how it is. You know, we don't know what's happened in the back. We don't know if maybe Scott's been promised something what they haven't delivered. But unfortunately, as a manager, you need to be able to act. You know, you need that calmness, and you need to be able to act. I never had that quality. I haven't got that quality now, you know, and I just, you know, tell it how it is. And unfortunately for Scott, I think he was doing that. And like I say, with the emotion of that result, you know, and the pressure just builds on you. You know, he's done, just look at it. He's took them to the Holy Grail. You know, they've been out in the Premier League. He takes them back there. He's done a brilliant job. And when the fixtures come out, he must have thought, God, what a start we got here. They got the result against Villa, so that was brilliant. And they just couldn't build on it. I'm sure they can build on it from now on in. You know, I just think with the squad of players, I've had a look at your squad of players, what they have. I think they have to be flat out.
Yeah.
They have to be at the best of their ability to win games in the Premier League every single week. So whoever takes them over is going to serve them. You know, I think if anyone's got any sense there, the owners or the directors, they should realise that. But unfortunately for Scott, it's just, you know, it's easy when we're coming in from the outside. We're not there. It's a pressure cooker environment. You know, it's like, Ali, when you stand in that dugout, you know, it's unbearable. You know, you're 5-0 down away at
I know.
Anfield. You know, it's, you know, you just cannot comprehend what's going through his mind, because everyone's looking at him to do something, and unfortunately, he don't believe he's got the tools to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So just one for me, Tim. It's just about, you know, the honesty, and you're similar. You sort of wear your heart on your sleeve, and you're honest sometimes too much, in the sense that as a manager, do you have to be a politician and sort of juggle all sorts of places? But I look at somebody like, we talk about Antonio Conte at Tottenham. What an amazing manager is, and if he didn't get the backing this summer, he'd be going, I've not been supported. I need backing. I need players in the door right now. And everyone goes, brilliant, we've got a manager who's strong, stands up to the board, stands up to this. And then Scotty Parker's be honest and goes, I need support, I need some help, and goes, no, that's not in line with the club, he's out.
Yeah, magnificent that, Shay. I mean, it's a very good contrast. I think the difference is Antonio Conte, you know, when you go and look in his house, he's probably got, you know, can't get in there for silverware.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he comes from a different strength, you know, a point of strength. I think he's got that charisma. He's backed Daniel Levy into a corner, hasn't he, really? I mean, when have you ever seen Daniel spend money early in the transfer window? You know, he's almost forced him to do it, but he knows he's putting himself under pressure by doing it. You know, he's still only got 1 year left of his contract. You know, so he needs to be signing a new one for them to progress unless they win this season. So he's put all the eggs in one basket. He basically put the pressure on himself to say, and the chairman, say, give me the money now. I'll win for you this season. If I don't, we'll part company. But he's completely different. Scott's a young manager trying to make his way. Antonio Conte, everywhere he's been, has won. So he's a little bit stronger in his position.
Yeah.
If Antonio's got 1 year left, I wanted to ask you your comments on this one, because he's been urging Harry Kane, who's got 2 years left, to sign a new deal. What do you think on this situation? Would you encourage Harry to sign a new contract and do it now?
Well, I think has Harry not got a year left at the end of the season?
Yeah, so
Yes.
2 years, including the season.
Yeah, well, I think the chairman will have a part to play in that as well, because you won't want Harry Kane to be walking out the door for a cut price, £10 million or £20 million, would he? But listen, Harry looks like he's enjoying his football at the moment. He started well. He's a slow starter in the Premier League, but he seems to be, chasing Alan Shearer's record now. I think he's level with Coley now, chasing Rooney down. And I was with Shearer doing the game at the weekend, and I had to pull him off the floor every time Harry scored. I was like, don't worry, Al. Don't worry, got a long way to go yet. It's all right. Alan
Tim.
just taking more penalties now because he's missed one.
Tim, I've got to say to you, mate, I've reached the stage up here. Every time I see Harry scoring, I think about Alan Shearer, man, honestly.
Tim,
They're both brilliant in their own right, but he's chasing him down. There's no doubt about that.
Tim, I'm just going to take you back to the situation at Bournemouth now, because I just wondered, I've got some early front runners here. Sean Dyche, Chris Wilder, Gary O'Neill, who's got interim charge of them now. He's going to speak to the media today at 2 p.m. He's got a job on his hands now because they got Wolves to play tomorrow. Who for you would be a logical next step as a manager of Bournemouth?
Difficult, because you've got to look at the players. I mean, Dyche is an obvious choice because he looks like he's the young firefighter who's going to be out there. Anyone's in trouble, but he's going to have a squad of players that he feels could play the style how he wants to play. There's nothing wrong with his style. He's proven that he keeps teams in the Premier League, but you need the tools who will be able to play that way. So, very difficult one. I mean, Scott's probably said to Bournemouth directors on his way out exactly what I said to the Villa managers, owners on the way out of the door as well. No matter who comes in, I would say to them, get Fergie back, get Mourinho, roll them into one. You're not staying in the league, because I believe I've done as much as I can. That is emotion again. Perhaps you shouldn't talk that honestly, but listen, I think they'll struggle. I think they'll struggle whoever goes in there.
Would you take it, Tim?
Yeah.
I like your honesty.
You know, though.
The owners might not.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You're far too honest, Tim. You're far too honest, mate.
You've failed the interview process already, because you've just said that you'd say exactly the same thing as Scott Parker. Tim, lovely to speak to you. Thanks for coming on.
Have a good day, mate.
Cheers, Tim.
See you later. Bye. Tim Sherwood there on talkSPORT Breakfast.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.